Hi guys, just a quick video update today, just to follow on from yesterday's video. First video I did in a long while, so nice, some interesting things there. So just can have a quick look at the, excuse me, a rather nice to break out, which we were talking about yesterday in the video. The measured move has been achieved now. Just interestingly, what I found was if you draw a fib from the top to the bottom, the 78.6 and the 88.6 is exactly where we are now. And that would be, time where, you usually would get some kind of, people looking for shorts and things. But the power of this move, guys, are very, very careful with shorts right now, because, we could actually get, blast off and get continuation. So just be very careful. But you can see, so top of the range to the bottom there, you can you can notice that the 78.6 and the 88.6, very interestingly, is the range that we're in now. But what I found more interesting, as some of you will remember, we were trading this range here. Yeah, so if we look at this range here, some of you will remember we were trading this range for quite some time back here, up in this area. So some of you will recognise, this pattern, and we were trading that, sorry, on an 8-hour time frame for quite some time previously. And interestingly, you can see that if you look at the top of the range to the bottom of the range here that we've noticed. So what we're looking at is these levels here. If I just show you, if I just see if I can do this, we just have a look. So if I just extend these out to the right, it's quite interesting to see. So this is the range here. If we extend those out to the right, which is this range, these ranges here, these three ranges here, very interesting to see, where they are. You can see them on the right hand side now. So I've extended these ranges to the right, and you can see that we've re-entered this zone here. Previously, we spent some time in there. So just to give you an idea, previously we were in that for sort of a 2-week period. And obviously when we tried to break out from that, you can see clearly here that we got quite a strong rejection from the top of the range. So the range high there, incidentally, is the is 21,389, so just 21,400, just under 21,400. We didn't quite make it to there, but we have made it to the 88.6 and beyond. So it does look like we are going to get continuation from here. But what I would suggest that we look for is a couple of things to think about. If we look at the, sorry, let's just move that back. If we look at that, so we've got, if we include this trading range here, and now this latest trading range, and we put the VPVR on, you can see that we've got quite a nice support block at the bottom there at around about sort of 19,200, which is also the sort of the range low here. So I think we're going to see some activity from between this 21,400 and 19,200. We're going to be in this area here, I think, for a while now. Added to that, guys, just something you have to think about. It's nice to get this sort of price action, but bear in mind it is the weekend, and of course, just if this loads up. Sorry about that. Very slow. Sorry about that. Just show you, of course, if we take a look at CME, you'll see that on Friday CME actually closed. If we hover over there, we can see the close for CME was at 19,895 on the futures there. So let's just have a look at the daily. Check the daily. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at a 6-hour time frame. So more importantly, guys, on a daily time frame. Okay, so CME on the daily. If we hover over that now, you can see that on Friday we closed at 19,550, as you can see at the top there. So hover over there. 19,550 was the price point that we closed CME on Friday. Okay, so the day's closed. So if we look back at the that 19.5 to sort of 19.2, this is the range that we're going to hope to find some support in. If we start to break down below, particularly if we start to break down below now this support resistance, this support line's here, so this blue line, just bring that up a little bit more clearly so you can see. If we start to drop down below there, then you know, we're gonna end up at the range lows again and possibly undo all of this rally that we've just seen. So what we're looking for, guys, is to stay in this range for a while. We may even bounce around in here. If we look at the daily that we've been looking at for a while now, it's interesting. The Ethereum has broken out of the weekly resistance now. That's a nice positive sign. Bear in mind, it can still come back down to retest this area and perhaps the neckline. So we could see, you know, maybe continuation push, get to the top trend line, maybe, and then we find that we come back down and then retest the breakouts here. But at the moment, just talking about Bitcoin, and if we have a look at this chart, which is the one from the video yesterday, you can see here my purple line there that I've just sort of scribbled on, which I thought was going to be the projection for things. But you can see, so this is what we were talking about in the video yesterday. So the price broke above the Ichimoku cloud. It actually now is above the bull market support band as well, and we got above the 200 SMA. So, you know, this is a very, very powerful signal, you know, very powerful sign, provided that we come back down and we hold the bull market support band or the 200 SMA. That I don't think is going to happen on this attempt. I think that what we'll do is we'll likely see something like this where we sort of bounce around. So you've got the 200 SMA here. I mean, obviously that's going to start to sort of round off. I think we're going to see something where the price sort of stays in the range above the bull market support band here. The bull market support band is going to start to curl up. The 200 SMA is going to curl around. I think price action is going to stay somewhere, you know, in there. It may even sort of come back down inside the 200, inside the bull market support band rather. Okay, so if you look at the lower band on the bull market support band, incidentally, let's just take the cloud off for a sec. So purple line at the bottom there. So 18,450 is the lower part, and you can see that actually that you know, that's going to start to curl around, and you can see actually that you know, it's going to sort of, sorry, it's not very well drawn. It's going to line up very nicely. What's going on? Yeah, so as this sort of curls around, you can see actually it's going to curl up. You know, it's going to start to look, you know, to perhaps, you know, that the breakout level here, which is obviously this blue line here, is this one here on this chart. So, you know, it's interesting to see that you know, things are starting to shape up to show that we're going to be in this vicinity for a while. We could, because obviously we've broken above this high here, okay, and we're below the range high here, so we could see, you know, some consolidation just in this area here, and a couple of more stabs up into resistance before we get, you know, the corrective move back down. But as I say, you know, what we're looking for is sort of, you know, the 19.2, which is you know, we certainly don't want to see prices going back down below you know, this dotted line. So if prices stay above the bull market support band and the 200 SMA, bounce along, and we find support, and then we break out of this trend line here, then things really will look like they're going to start to really take off. If we look at time frames, obviously March is a particularly not very good month for Bitcoin. This actually looks like it's moved too fast, too quickly, and I do think we're going to come back down. Okay, but it's where we come back down to. If we come back down and we break below this dotted line, then, as I said yesterday, I do have a suspicion that we're going to come all the way back down to you know, this area, which is, you know, going to be sort of between 12 and 14,000. You know, depending on where that is, you know, I think we're going to end up back down in the lows, perhaps between 13 and 14,000, maybe, with a wick, perhaps, you know, a low wick down into the 12,000s. But, you know, this is what I'm, you know, suspicious of. But I don't, as I said yesterday in the video, you know, as things stand now, we should really trade just what we see on the charts. This looks very bullish. It's broken out. It's likely going to come back down, perhaps come back down to the lows of this range here, so down to the low 19s. You know, bounce around, consolidate, and then if we get that breakout from this descending resistance here, then things really will look really nice and powerful. But I just thought I'd share this with you guys. I thought it's really interesting. We've broken above, you know, this huge range that we were in here. You know, that was a range which we were in for you know, a month and a half, so 41 days. You know, a month and a half. We've broken above this range here. But I did think it was interesting that we're now into this upper part of the range here, But you will notice that we did get a very strong rejection from 21,400, which resulted in this all the way coming back down the bottom there. Having said that, this is the FTX collapse. Okay, so just bear that in mind. When we were here previously, things were looking really good in this area, and we thought we were going to break out and get continuation higher. Certainly I did, and that's what we were talking about in the group. Once we'd broken above, we thought we were going to get 3 tests and actually break higher. FTX collapsed, and we all know what happened from there. But we've kind of built some bullish momentum again now. It's whether we've got the strength in the market to continue break out and start to continue even higher. I suspect probably not, guys. Just at this stage, this has moved too much too quickly. You'll also notice that the measured move, as I spoke about yesterday, is from the bottom to the high there, which is this arrow here. You can see that we've completed this measured move off this bottoming pattern as well. So again, there's we're into resistance. We've completed a measured move. There's lots of signs to say this is the point where we could be rolling over. Having said that, nice powerful move, guys, very strong. And so might want to just perhaps think about not exiting all the positions that you have, but perhaps think about that we could at the moment now, if we do it quickly, we could end up even moving back to test the top of this range here and still be inside this pattern. So I wouldn't say exit your positions now, but I would say just keep your eye on them. Just make sure that you've got sensible stop losses in profit. We've had some really nice results in the group going back to the beginning of the year, which was a nice a nice start to the year. But I think we need to be careful not to get too carried away. We are still in a macro downtrend. We are still in a bear market. We haven't created higher lows as yet. You've got a high, low, low, high, and as we stand now, we've reached this range high, but this is still a lower high, guys. So just bear that in mind. We are still in a downtrend technically, so just something to consider there. All right, guys, thanks ever so much for listening. I'm going to shut up now. Thanks ever so much, and speak to you again soon. All the best.